Hello everybody, today we're going to be reviewing the Apollo Twin X, the USB 3 interface, the version for Windows. As you can see, it says right here, Apollo Twin X interface for Windows. Full disclosure, this isn't brand new to me. I've had it for a while, but I did want you guys to be able to see the box that it comes in and take a look at the device real quick before we plug it in. So this is the device itself. It's got some weight to it, it's a pretty hefty little device. I decided to step up recording a little while ago. I've been doing it for a while and it was time to upgrade. And so I got this thing, and I have so many good things to say about it that we'll go over in this video, but I also want to share a couple of cons that I found. I just want you to be as well informed as possible. I'm not paid for this advertisement, just doing this to hopefully inform you if you're out there trying to make a purchase. As you can see, I still have the plastic on here. It's not scratched up or anything. It's just something that I tend to keep on even though I've had this thing for a while now. You can take a look on the inputs and outputs here on the back. All right, so you have the USB 3, which is what's different about this one. The previous versions were generally made for Apple. There was ways to make them work for PC, but you had to get additional hardware and it was complicated. So this is really, really cool. One thing to keep in mind, it does not come with the high-speed USB 3.0 cable that you will need to use it. So that was a little bit frustrating when I ordered it. It got here, it didn't have a cable, so I had to then order that because none of the stores around me carried it either. So just keep that in mind. If you want to be purchasing this, you have to separately order the proper cable, and it has to be high speed or it won't even register when you plug your device in. Another cool thing about this that I really like is, if you can see on the plug here, there's some notches, and so when you actually plug it in, you gotta do it the right way, and then you'll turn it and it'll lock in place, so the power will not be getting accidentally pulled out of there. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. We're gonna jump ahead and take a look at what this thing can do. Okay, so we have the device plugged in here. I'll show you all the features and things like that real fast. Again, I still have the plastic on, so it's not scratched up or anything. But first you have obviously your gain knob, and this is going to control different things depending on what you have selected. Right now you can see headphone is lit up, so it would be controlling that. If you click on preamp here, this is going to show your inputs. So I'm actually not going through this interface right now. I'm going through my audio box just so that I can show this device. If I were talking through this, you would see the meters going up right here, and this would be controlling the gain. You can select channel 2 or channel 1, depending on, which input you want to use from the back. And then when you have your levels set and you're ready to monitor, you'll go ahead and push this button. And then if I were to push that again, it would go to my speakers, my monitor. So I have it going through headphone right now. But again, I'm not actually currently using this. You have an input on the front that you would want to use mainly for your instrument right here. And then there's also the ones on the back. However, the one on the front is what they call high Z, and I don't know too much about it, but it does sound better. So generally, do your input if it's an instrument cable in the front. Obviously, use the back for microphone inputs. Okay, so let's go through these. This is just going to show the input that you have selected, right? And if I push it again, it's going to go from mic to line. All right, this is a high pass, a low filter. It automatically drops, I think at like 60 dBs or something like that. I would have to look in the manual, but it's a really cool feature to just kind of have going in, unless you're recording bass or something. Like a lot of times I'm recording guitar, I'll pop that on and I don't have to worry about those lowest end rumbles. We have phantom power here, which obviously you would use if your microphone needs it. Let's see, we have pad. So this will lower the signal by 20 dB. So say you have a hot signal coming in, and sometimes that happens. So you just need it to automatically lower it so you're not clipping. You click on that, it's going to automatically lower that signal by 20 dB. So you have a little bit more control. You have the invert polarity button. So if you're having phase issues, you can always invert the polarity on the way in, which is, again, I said it before, but that is one of the biggest benefits of this interface is the things it can do on the way in, not running on your computer, which is really, really cool. And I will get into the software and more of that shortly here. All right, so you can link inputs 1 and 2. Remember I showed on the back that you have those? You can actually link them together and get a stereo signal if you would like to, which is pretty cool. All right, and then again, I showed you the high Z on the front, and you've got your headphone on the front. So that's pretty much it right there, right? So when I go to monitor, you have different buttons that show up. Talk, I record by myself and I don't have a different vocal booth or anything, so I don't use that button, but you can imagine what it would do. Okay, and then we have a dim button right here, which actually I haven't used, so I had to look up what it's for. It's pretty cool. If you push it, it'll automatically lower the volume in your monitor. So as someone used an example that if they're watching YouTube videos, they'll push that when a commercial comes on and it'll bring it down. Pretty cool. Obviously, you have your mono option and mute if you'd like. So that's pretty much the hardware itself. Next thing we're going to do is jump into the software. Okay, now let's get into the fun part, the kind of meat and potatoes of this thing, the software that runs on it. As you can see, I'm actually going through it now so that we can mess with it a little bit here. So first thing, when you get this, you're going to go to the Universal Audio website, download the software. You'll end up with something called UA Connect, which looks like this. It's going to be where you manage your plugins and devices, right? Like I said, this is not brand new to me, so I've collected a few preamps and stuff, but also when you buy it, usually there's packages and you'll get a bundle of plugins, just all absolute top-notch stuff. I love it so much. Anyways, so you will get this console. It will be something that comes with it. Actually, if you go through UA Connect here, there's a new console that they've come out with, and if you click open, look, it's got kind of a cleaner, more sleek user interface, which I really like. But the problem is I have to go through UA Connect to get to it when the other one is just down on my dash here. So once they do the full integration, I'm going to be excited for that new version. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you on this one because this is still the main one I use. Now, in the last section, I showed you all the buttons and everything on the device, but something that's actually pretty cool is you don't really need to touch the device if you don't want to. Every button can be handled from here. As you can see, I have the fan and power on right now because I am using a mic that requires it. Also, I have the high pass on as well, because you don't need to hear any low rumbling from my voice. I do not have the polarization flipped, and I do not have the pad. Again, this is what will attenuate the signal down 20 dB. So if you have a signal that's coming in pretty hot, you can use that. Okay, but here is what is really cool here. The plugins that you can run. You need to use Universal Audio things. They want you to use their stuff. That's just how it is. But they have sales all the time. And if you buy something, sometimes you'll get a $25 off coupon for the next thing. I actually just got this channel strip. All right, so we'll go ahead and mess with this SSL a little bit so you can hear what it does. So right there, I went ahead and turned it on, and it reduced to 20 dB. Let's bring that back up a little bit. So we're at a similar level to before. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn on some compression. So look, we can just compress the heck out of it real quick just so we can hear it. So we'll turn the threshold way down. Test, 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 test. Let's make it real fast too. Test, 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 test. Hello. Check, check, check. Okay, so I have the compression on here just so you can hear it. Let's go ahead and turn it off and on. Hello, hello. Test, test. So yeah, you can definitely hear it's doing a lot there. You can also turn on the EQ on the way in. Say we want to add a little bit of fresh air up high. There we go. You can hear that. And then, I don't know, let's say a little dip around 200 here. There we go. Make it nice and clear. So, without, you can hear, and then with. And again, this is running, it's way too compressed. Sorry about that, guys. But this is running on the device itself. So it's not using any of my CPU. This is all on the way in. And if if I have a project going with a bunch of plugins going or anything, this will not affect it. So yeah, there's that. And then what I'm going to do is plug in the guitar and show a couple other things. All right, so I have my guitar plugged in. Signal's a little too hot here. Let's go over here and turn that down. Beautiful. All right, and let me show you some other stuff this can do. I also have my mic still going through here with the SSL running. What I like to do is I have some presets that I've created. So I like to create presets for each song I'm working on and for each guitar. So here we go. As you can see, that opened up an SSL also on the guitar. And then we have this amp, which is really, really cool. Haven't played that in a while. But yeah, so you have all kinds of settings here. This instrument knob, if you turn it up, it'll just kind of raise the gain, make it nasty. Bring it all the way down just so that it's barely there. You got a nice little crunch. Yeah. So I like to use this one a lot, but additionally to this, I have, the Fender Tweed is something that I have. And you can actually, if I remove this, go here, there we go. So I have a Marshall Plexi as well. These are all things that you can get through PreSonus. So again, these are direct input. I don't have to deal with miking anything up. I get to just plug it right in, get the settings I want in here, dial up that gain. But we can always do more review videos on the plugins themselves later. You just let me know in the comments if that's something you want. So, for me, it was time to upgrade. So I went with the Apollo Twin, and I really am happy that I did that. I don't think that I'm ever going to need a different device for my needs. This is such a great, great thing. But again, I don't want to be just opinionated. I do want to throw cons out there as well. One con that I have discovered with this device is that it is really not made for streaming. I tried to use the app Jamulus, and I don't know, there was some other one where you can jam with people. I want to jam with my friend that's in another state in real time. And it turns out that these devices are just not made to do that. PreSonus is aware of it in the research that I've seen, and it just seems that they have no desire to fix it anytime soon. So I wouldn't expect that to improve. So if, streaming is something that's really important to you, that is a caveat to keep in mind for this interface. So basically, I still have my old audio box that I'm going to have to plug in whenever we want to jam, and so it'll be the lower quality. I won't get to use any of these plugins in real time. It's a bummer, but it's still a really great device. That's the only downside I really have identified. As long as you learn how to use it and you use it properly, I'm sure you would be very happy with this type of purchase. But thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm just starting this channel. I'm going to try to put a lot more of these reviews out there. I have a lot of really cool equipment and I'm kind of a nerd. I like to dive in and understand it deeply. So I figured I would go and put some of these things out there for you and hopefully help some people that were looking to make a purchase. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope it was informative and helpful. If you happen to be looking for maybe some headphones that might pair well with this interface, go ahead and click in the top corner here and you will see a link to my review of the VSX headphones. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.